So in this video, I'll be showing you how to set up meta ads to get more buyer real estate leads. Right now we're inside of the Facebook Ads Manager, but really quickly, we're going to go over to my ChatGPT, which I had it create an ad creator for us. So I simply said, can you create an ad creative for a Facebook ad for real estate agents targeting buyers? So it'll look something like this. The better the prompt you can give, the better the ad creative will be. But this is definitely good for the example that we'll be doing tonight. Let's see. RE buyers. Okay, then I had it give me some ad copy variations with different angles. So dream home angle, first time buyer angle, problem based hook. So this is the part that's gonna determine who your ads are seen by. So it's important that you kind of figure out who it is that you want to target before running your ads. So that will help you determine the angles in your ad caption as well as your ad content. Um, because right now we use what's called Advantage Plus targeting, where we don't necessarily need to try to find any super specific interests, which probably don't even exist. You do your targeting based on your ad content and your ad caption. So first thing I'm going to do is click on the green create button. Then we're going to do leads. We'll be setting up what's called an instant form campaign where they fill out their name, phone number, email, and whatever other relevant information you need them to add to the form. Then you follow it with the leads. This is ideal for people that don't have websites or anything, so you can just collect leads directly on Meta. So we can call this buyer leads test. Today's date is 4/26. Now, I don't know the average cost of a real estate lead, but I'm gonna suggest you not cheap out on this and try to do a $5 per day budget. I would say start at $25 per day because again, these are real estate leads, so I'm pretty sure the real estate niche is a little competitive, which means you may pay a little bit more for leads. If you have a $5 per day budget, it's just not gonna happen. What I want to say. Things are not going to happen as fast on the $5 per day budget because you can only reach so many people on a $5 per day budget. So I will start at 25. Then we're going to go next. Then your conversion location. You can test this multiple. I haven't tested this yet, instant form and messenger. So either they will fill out this form or open up a conversation in messenger. Again, I personally haven't tested this, so you can if you like, but we're going to go single, then instant forms. Then you would have to select the or view terms, then hit accept. Then make sure you select your Facebook page. I'll just use this one. I don't have a real estate Facebook page. Okay. Your location would be your city. So since I'm in Dallas, I'm going to go Dallas. Then depending on which areas you serve, you can shrink or expand this radius. So I can go wider. Now what you are going to do is this reach more people likely to respond. You're going to deselect this. We don't want that because that'll show your ads in places where you don't even live. Then let's see. So all of this stuff you're gonna leave as is. Placements, we're not selecting any interests. We're literally using the default broad Advantage Plus targeting. So the asset name, we're gonna call Advantage or Ad Plus for Advantage Plus. Or let's see. So I'll just select this by default. Okay. Now your ad format is going to be single image or video. This is another thing. You want to test multiple different creatives. For this example, I'm just showing you how to set it up. But ideally, when you set up your ads, you're probably gonna want to have like 5 to 10 different ad creatives. You definitely don't want to launch with just one. So we're gonna go single. Then we're gonna create our form, but first we're gonna set up the ad creative. So set up creative, add image or image ad. Then upload. Okay, then we'll grab our image. Then next. Okay, so now we will use our primary text. So let's go with the dream home angle. And we're gonna paste. Now, what I will say is, if you go multiple angles, I don't know if it would be best to. I'll give an example. How about that? So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna leave this like it is. So then you'll add a headline. Find your next dream home with confidence. Headline. Okay, then the call to action is gonna be probably like learn more. Then next. So when you upload images, Facebook does like these AI variations. So if all of these make sense, then you can select all of them. But if not, just select the ones that make sense. And what this allows you to do is have multiple pieces of creatives. Because again, the more assets you can give to Facebook, so images are assets, headlines are assets, ad copy assets, the better it is for them to try to find who it is that you're trying to get your ads in front of. So we're gonna go next. Then I typically leave all of these enhancements off. Probably can leave the music on, but most of the time leave this stuff off. Maybe if this helps, if you serve Spanish people, I guess. But I this is literally my first time seeing this, so we're gonna leave this off. Then done. So what we're gonna do is call this dream home angle. Dream home angle. So what I will say is you probably want to test one ad set per angle. So we have a $25. We're going to switch the budget. So instead of campaign budget, we're going to run a ad set budget. So each individual ad set will have its own budget. That way we can do $5 per day per angle. Let's say we have like 5 angles. But for this example, we're just going to do 2. Okay, so what you do is you click on these 3 dots and you click quick duplicate. And now we have a copy. And let's see. But I guess this mainly is going to be determined by who you like to serve. Meaning, if you know you don't really deal with first-time home buyers, you probably wouldn't test the first-time home buyer angle. So we're going to paste the first-time home buyer ad copy. Then we'll change this first-time home buyer. First-time home buyer. Then what we're going to do, create and add image based on this. So ideally, each ad creative should also call out to whatever your ad copy is referencing. Now, the first example that we did or used, it did not. This was just like find your next home. I help buyers find homes that fit their life, their goals, and their future. So this is kind of broad. It's also hard to read. It's a pretty ad, but I don't know if it'll be the most effective. That's why you need to test. Um, so now what we're doing is whatever angle we're going after. So ideally, this would be a first-time home buyer style ad. So let's see. While this is working, we're going to create the form. So create form. You want to go higher intent, require leads to verify their phone number, then optimized, and next. Looking to buy a home. So your headline should reflect whatever your offer is. Then the description, we're just gonna get that from chat. So like this, first time home buyer, start here. So this matches our ad copy. So now everything is cohesive. The first the ad copy is cohesive with the actual ad creative. So let's see. Give me a description for a Facebook instant form. So we're going to copy this. And you don't have to rely so heavily on chat. Like if you know what you need to say on these forms, just put whatever fits your business. Then we're going to go next. Okay. Fill out this form. So by default, it's going to go email, full name, phone number. Now, I would recommend probably putting some qualifying questions to make sure you're getting quality leads, because without it, instant form leads are like not that good. But if you use like this short answer where someone has to type, they have to put in effort. So the more effort they put in, the higher quality the lead's going to be. So I may do something like, what's your credit score? I think this is a thing, and I don't know, I'm not a real estate agent, but I think this is a thing. What is it called? Do you have a pre-approval? Y'all know what I mean, if that's not accurate. But whatever qualifying questions you need to ask, like credit score, meaning if they check 500, you probably know not to talk to them, or when you contact them, it's like, hey, we need to put you through credit repair or whatever. So I'll just do 2 questions, and they'll have to type out the answers for this. Then you go next. Privacy policy. If you don't have a website, you will turn that off. If you do have a website, you just paste your privacy policy link here. Then next. So thanks, you're all set. You can visit our website. So you can customize this part to your liking. You can either send them to your website, or you can just have them call you. If it does you better to have them call, I would just have the leads call you. So you put your phone number here and call. I would also select start conversation on Messenger, which allows you, because there's probably going to be, unless you have like some type of CRM software set up that will follow up with your leads, there's probably going to be some time in between you contacting them. And the issue with that is leads get colder as time passes. So if you can start a conversation in Messenger, 9 times out of 10, you'll be able to contact them a lot sooner. So from here, we're going to hit publish. I don't want to put in a number, so we'll just say go to website, .com, then publish. What am I missing? Hey, go to our site. Okay. So we have our first time home buyer angle, but we didn't upload the content. So we're going to hit this trash can, then add media, add image, then upload, then it's this one. So again, if you're setting up ads for the very first time, you're probably going to want to test multiple angles. Then we're going to go next on this stuff. Unless you already know ideally who you serve. So if you know you work best with, like, I don't know, affluent buyers with, 3 kids or whatever the case may be, you may call out to them. If you know you work best with people relocating from a different state or whatever the case may be, you may call out to them. So then again, with the image option, like to run your ads, it's going to give you all these AI options. So any of these that stand out, just you can select those and add them. Then next, then done. Okay, so we have one campaign. We're using an ad set budget. We have 2 ad sets, so that means two levels of targeting, $5 per day each. If your total allowance is $25 per day, you would probably just test 5 different angles. Or if it's just the 2 ad sets, you would just split your $25 per day budget across these 2. Then based on which angles are performing best for you, meaning which ones are probably getting you at least cheaper leads, because obviously we don't know if the leads can close or convert until you actually close the deal. So the only thing you would kind of pay attention to is your cost per lead. So if it's getting you cheap leads, that's probably what I would focus on. If you have any questions, drop them in the comment section. If you're new here, you want more content like this, go ahead and subscribe. Thanks for watching.